Welcome to the Cryptonomatron. Today I'm doing another ICO review. This is getting to be a regular habit. It's called the Abyss. It's the world's first DAICO or DAICO, and I'm going to call it DAICO from now on just because it's easier. And what a DAICO is an innovative funding model for ICOs, apparently suggested by Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum. And it merges some of the benefits of having a decentralized autonomous organization, or a DAO if you like, and it basically makes supposedly makes the ICO more transparent and more secure. So this is meant to be a more advanced model of running an ICO. It will allow contributors to control the withdrawal of funds, also provides an option for them to shut down the project if the team does not implement, and they also implement oracles or appoint oracles which act as arbitrators on the network. So this is very interesting, a brand new concept. They claim they're the world's first, but what is their project? What is their offering? Well, they're a crypto rewards ecosystem for gamers and developers, a next-generation digital distribution platform that they say delivers all types of video games, including AAA-titles and other crypto games, massive multiplayer online games, everything like that. And they're going to rival Steam, Origin, GOG, etc. So this looks like a very interesting project. Let's get into the review, and let's first of all take a look at their competition. So gamers may well be familiar with the name Destiny Games. That is who is behind the Abyss ICO. And the Abyss intends to use cryptocurrencies in an ecosystem to achieve a transparency and immutability with a blockchain, and basically give the users more features, more security, more privacy, and more incentivization to use the platform. Now they have a chart here on the website which is very useful, especially for this part of the review, where they name three different competitors, one being Steam, of course, which most people will have heard of, especially in the gaming industry, GOG Galaxy, and Congregate. Now on the left hand side they list all of the different features of the platform and the games and what they're going to provide, and the Abyss is going to allow you to use online games in the platform from your browser, and also client games as well. There will be an option to get rewards and pay using a cryptocurrency. Obviously, that's what we're here for. So none of the other platforms offer that. Looking down, the other things that are of benefit to the Abyss are an ability to unite in syndicates. You can earn more cryptocurrency. You can use the cryptocurrency to buy in-game items, which a few of the rivals do not provide. And there's also more motivation, there's more incentive, because obviously you can earn cryptocurrency from performing a multitude of tasks, and we call that incentivization, which the other platforms really, without a blockchain, without a crypto, they can't achieve. So that's I guess that's the main benefit of the Abyss. But there are other features that they will be applying or implementing. You'll have a wallet. Obviously the token, it will be a crowdfunded venture, which is interesting, and they're looking to launch an ICO, but you're going to have more of a say in what happens than just a normal ICO. So you will actually have some say in the direction of the company, and obviously the team is relying on you backing them, because if they fail to implement, then the community can shut the project down. So let's look now at the problems they want to solve. What pains are they going to address? Well, first off is the lack of ideas for good games. There seems to be some stagnation within the industry about innovation and new ideas. So they hope to solve that. Number two is high advertising expenditures for games in general. The cost of advertising is very, very high and therefore prohibitive. Number 3, the cost of driving traffic to websites has increased. The reason for this is obviously the traffic is one of the biggest revenue raisers for advertising companies. So the costs have increased dramatically over the last few years. And also, hand in hand with that, there is decreasing effectiveness of the advertisements that we're seeing as people just ignore them and don't click on them. So we're not really reaching the people that we should with our advertising campaigns. Number 5, another problem is current platforms do not interact with users or developers enough. So you're basically just you're an outsider. You don't feel part of the community, and even if you are part of the community, you're limited to posting on forums, commenting, and you really have no say or interaction with the platform. So number 6, attracting players is often a problem for these gaming communities. Getting the players involved is an issue. Again, back to the advertising, it's expensive, and many players don't want to jump into a new game or onto a new platform. Getting them is difficult. And when they do attract them, the motivational schemes to get them to join are pretty limited in that the people that refer them or the people that bring them, they don't get much reward. It's very limited in scope and perhaps not worth it. Not worth your effort to bring other gamers in. And number 8, there's little or no incentive for the participation. Again, you're not getting rewarded enough to take part. And number 9, there is no contributor control over the ICO. Now, as with this being a DAICO or a DAICO, as I mentioned in the intro, the contributor will have some control. They will participate more, not only in the platform and the ecosystem itself on the blockchain, but they will have some control over what happens post-ICO. And that goes hand in hand with a promise of a reward if there's no implementation. So if the team at Destiny Games doesn't implement the Abyss properly after the ICO, then the contributors can actually pull the plug on the project, and that's quite important. So that also tackles the problem of losing funds if an ICO doesn't implement. And we're not really at that stage where we've seen many. There have been a few scams that have just disappeared overnight, like exit scamming ICOs, but we've not really seen many that have failed to deliver on their promises and then just sort of petered out and disappeared, taking all the investors' money with them. But no doubt over time, the amount of those particular projects that fail will increase as there are new projects coming out every day, and not all of them are going to succeed, and certainly not all of the investments will be wise ones. So that's good that you have a little bit of control over what is going to happen to this project in the future. So the aims of the Abyss, run by Destiny Games, are to run a fairer ICO or a DAICO or a DAICO, to give it another angle on the crowdfunding by ICO process, and also allow more transparency and security with your potential investment. And they are a crypto rewards ecosystem. So they're basically a digital distribution platform on the blockchain that will deliver all types of video games, including AAA titles. So, all the best titles will be on here. And they will benefit the gamer and the developer as well. So they will address all of the problems that I listed in the last chapter. The gamer benefits will be, first of all, started on a personal 5-level referral program, as are the developers' benefits. So everybody signs up to this multi-level referral program, and this ensures that any of the people that sign up under you or with you, you earn rewards from them, and they earn rewards from their referees as well. So that's the incentivization to join and participate in the platform. So if you earn rewards, the guy above you in the tier will earn as well, and if the people below you earn, you earn, and you don't have to do anything as well. So it's in your interest to sign up for it, even if you're not a gamer or even if you don't participate, you can still earn the tokens. So that's the incentive. You can also, as a gamer, you can earn from in-game achievements, so to speak. You can monetize any content that you create. You can also auction off in-game items, etc., to earn more tokens. You can also syndicate with other players to form groups, and any rewards will obviously be paid out in tokens. And the tokens are Ethereum based. I think they're ERC20, and they can be withdrawn to your Ethereum wallet as well. So that is the incentivization of the ecosystem, and the developers will also benefit. They will also be on this referral program. They can target and content generating audience at the start of the project. They can access to specialized game statistics. There will be support service for them. There is a convenient traffic rotation mechanism in every game on the platform, and there will be simple techniques for them to get internal and external traffic as well. So benefits for everybody when they sign up to use this system. So looking at the market, as you can imagine, it's worth billions upon billions of dollars. Gaming is massive these days. It really is, and it's growing exponentially. Taken from the white paper, which has done, or at least demonstrated that they've done their market research on this project. In 2017, the video game industry exceeded an income level of $100 billion. And at the current state, that's a fifth of the entire crypto market. And the crypto market this morning was at 500 billion, I believe, after the Tether news last night that they were subpoenaed in December, and Facebook contemplating banning any crypto advertisements as well. And there was another bit of bad news yesterday. Arise Bank ICO was shut down by the Stock Exchange Commission in the US. So that trifecta of bad news did not help the market, and it shrunk back down to $500 billion. But to give you an idea how big gaming is, in last year, $100 billion is a fifth of the whole crypto market. That's phenomenal. But it's already grown to 104.6 billion now. It's already expanded 12% so far this year, and by 2020 they expect it to increase between 60 to 80% to reach an annual income of 168.8 billion. So we're talking ridiculous amounts of money here, which most of us can't even realize or quantify. And you can see here the revenue that's being raised from 2016. It was just under 100 billion. You know, it's set to rise to just under 170 billion in 2020. And a part of that, of course, is the massively multiplayer online games I mentioned earlier that make up a very, very big part of users, active users reaching 879 million. And obviously, they will be a priority for the platform. And you can see there the revenue and audience from all the different types of gaming and different interactions there. You can see mobile gamers, the revenue was 43.6 billion in 2016, growing to an estimated 58.1 billion this year. And again, all the other projections are positive. All the different platforms look like they're set to grow. Mobile being the biggest one at the moment, and the simple reason for that is the ease of access to a gaming platform. Everybody owns a mobile device, or near enough everybody these days, and can play games fairly easily on it. Rather than having a custom setup like a PC or even a console, mobile devices are ubiquitous. People are using them now for everything, and that's not only including accessing the internet or watching movies or television programs, video. They are also using them for gaming, and that's why it's such a popular and lucrative platform. But if we look down, they're specifically focusing on the massively multiplayer online games, and as I said, they earned about 19.8 billion in 2016, which was 60% of all digital PC game revenue, and the figures are broken down there by continent, as you can see. So we can also look, and they've interestingly included this in the white paper, their revenue of their rivals as well, their competitors. Now, Steam, which is probably the most well-known, their earnings amounted to 3.5 billion in 2016 alone. So you can see just the sheer weight of the money that's involved in these projects. Now, the reason I want to focus on this is that the competition are already established, but Destiny Games are looking to approach it in a different manner. Now, if they can get a part of this market, this can be a multi-billion-dollar business. Their business model, or the way they're going to advertise, attract people to the platform, is very innovative, and I think they have got a chance of maybe taking some players away from the traditional platforms. Well, there ain't much information on the blockchain or the technology for this project in the white paper, so I'm going to have to just rely on this graphic here to explain simply how it's going to work. You have the Abyss platform, you have the referral programs and a reward bank. The reward bank will then facilitate motivational programs to allow people to sign up as gamers or developers and continue to participate in the platform. And as you can see, there will be interaction with the developers for an internal CPA network. There will be payments from gamers that go back into the platform. There will be auctions where gamers can buy and sell items, syndicates as well, where gamers can exchange tokens or even items. There will be rewards for game achievements, as you can see there. There will also be rewards for user content back to the gamers. And you can see at the top there that you can actually use the token or the rewards to exchange on the normal crypto exchanges. Now, there is a smart contract, obviously, on the blockchain that facilitates all this. So it's all automated and transparent and secure. And they will also have a smart contract that will burn some of the tokens so that it will keep the value of the tokens reasonable and increasing in the future. So looking at the tech, they are currently developing the project's new smart contract with the intent to present it to the public before the start of the token sale. And the smart contract will be audited by several reputable independent agencies. You can also view the old smart contract at the GitHub address on the website. So looking further into the tech that they're going to implement, they will have unified authentication. So you'll be able to connect to the platform securely using two-factor authentication, and they'll also be tracking IP addresses, etc. There will be unified billing and dual currency operations, so you'll be able to pay in fiat and also in the tokens. So that will attract more users, even the ones that aren't wanting to use the cryptocurrency. So they're not just limiting it. There will be customer support, of course, and there will be a transparent system for statistics and reporting. So game metrics will be compiled and interpreted, and the information will be available for you to look at. There will be a forum as well, so if you're a gamer and you enjoy chatting on the forums, you can do that. And also there will be an area for communicating between the developers and the contractors, where they can resolve issues. So you will also have as a developer, you'll have a personal account that you can access. You'll be able to personalize it, and as a player, you will have similar as well. And especially if you're playing the massively multiplayer online games, the MMOs, which are a key focus for them at the Abyss, you can also personalize all your content and everything like that. So the token use, or token economics, or tokenomics, it's a buzzword I've not used for a while, are as follows. Now the token is going to be called the Abyss. Again, I have to point out, this has nothing to do with the James Cameron movie from the 90s. This is completely standing on its own 2 feet. I must go and watch that again, actually. I must download it and go and watch it again. Not seen it for a while. Anyway, Mary Mastro Antonio, I think, is in it. She was pretty hot in her day. Anyway, so the token is going to be a fuel in the ecosystem, so to speak. It's going to incentivize users, obviously, and you will be able to use it as follows: as payments to developers as a share of payments in Abyss tokens is performed by request or automatically. So when a developer contributes, they will get rewarded. The cost of purchases in Abyss tokens is lower. So this is the incentive to use the Abyss token over fiat purchases, so to speak. The internal system of offers among developers functions only in Abyss tokens, so you'll be able to basically, as a developer, pick up contracts but be paid in the Abyss token only. All referral and motivational programs are calculated and paid out only in Abyss tokens. That's good for me and you who like the tokens and want to accrue them and understand the value of cryptocurrencies rather than fiat. And they will be used in the auction of in-game and platform items, and they will be conducted only in Abyss tokens again. The syndicate system or the masternode system will rely on Abyss tokens only. The rewards for content creation are calculated in Abyss tokens. Abyss tokens can be freely transferred to friends within the framework of the platform, as I alluded to earlier. And when paying for in-game purchases with the Abyss tokens, users are granted a discount at the expense of the platform, and this will make the Abyss token more advantageous than fiat currency. Again, the whole point here is we want everybody to be using the crypto, not fiat. It's not beneficial to anybody to use fiat, but it is to use a token. So you will obviously receive awards from the multi-level referral program that you should be signed up for immediately. My link is below. Please sign up. Do it as soon as possible. The sooner you get in, the more your benefits are going to be in the long term. And that's the way I look at it, not only for just the token sale. This isn't just a way to get people into the token sale and to contribute. This is a way to earn money from referrals further down the line, from gamers, from people that sign up to the platform, from developers. This is a way you can earn. So sign up. It's a no-brainer. I posted it all over Twitter. I didn't get much response to it, probably because I didn't have the platform like I do on my videos now to explain the importance and the functionality of this multi-level marketing system, or this referral system. So sign up. Right. Moving on, again, developers will be paid, and the platform will retain some of the commission as well. The referral income will be as follows. 4% will be from the first level referral, right down to 1% from the fourth and fifth level referrals, so you can earn from that. There is a nice infographic here detailing on how the tokenomics works within the referral program. You can see there that the developers get paid, and I'm not going to dwell on that. You can see it in the white paper on the website if you want. So looking at the token sale details, they did away with their pre-sale. They're only having a main sale now, and it starts on February the 7th at 3 p.m. UTC time, and will run until March the 1st, 2018 if it doesn't meet the hard cap before then, which I am curious to see how popular this is going to be, this ICO. Their soft cap is 5,000 Ethereum. If the goal is not met, they will return all the funds. I'm pretty sure they're going to meet that goal, even if they had no advertising whatsoever. And without the referral scheme and all the rest of it, they'd still meet that in this current ICO climate. The hard cap is set at a high 50,000 Ether. It will automatically stop the token sale after that because it's on a smart contract. The price currently is 1 Ether at 5,000 Abyss. For those of you that are interested, 5,000 Abyss for 1 Ether at the current exchange rate is about 21 cents, with Ether being about $1,050. There will be bonuses. The sooner you get in, the more you'll get. So the first day bonus is 25%, and then it decreases throughout the 15 days that the ICO is on. And the total supply is 575 million tokens, or Abyss tokens. The distribution will be as follows: 21% for company advisors, 1% for a bounty campaign, 18% will be held in reserve for the ecosystem, and 60% will be distributed throughout the crowd sale. So given that 60% of the tokens are going to crowd sale, that will amount to 345 million of the total 575 million tokens. This will mean that the estimated circulatory supply with the other tokens for company and reserve being frozen for at least 6 months, and the company and advisor tokens vested for a period of 4 years. It will mean the approximate circulatory supply will be around 350 million tokens, giving a market cap, of about, I would say, $75 million. So there is a bit of room for growth here, and that's at a 21 cent token price currently. So, just to give you an idea of what it may do when it hits the exchanges. The use of proceeds will obviously be as follows: 25% for marketing, 45% for operations, 5% will go to legal costs, 5% will be held in reserve, and 20% towards development. So as mentioned, they do have a referral program, and this is not only for the actual gaming ecosystem that they're developing. This is going to be used for the ICO as well. There's 5 levels. Again, if people contribute Ethereum, you will get a percentage. You will get from 4 to 1%, depending where people are on your referral ladder. And you will get paid in Abyss tokens from a smart contract. So it's in your interest to sign up before the ICO happens. Get a few people referred as well. My referral link is below. I much appreciate you guys using them. As I say, I don't get paid for these videos, so the only income I really do get is from the referral links, if indeed an ICO has one. Mine is below for full disclosure, as usual. And there's a few rules to the program that you can, use them in your social media, forums, blogs on YouTube, etc., as I've done here. But you can't actually use paid advertising, you can't keep spamming, and you can't obviously refer yourself. So as well as the affiliate program, they also have a bounty campaign going, and it's split up as follows. 10% are for translations, 20% are for social media, Facebook and Twitter equally split down the middle there, 20% for a blog article and videos campaign, and I'll probably submit this, 30% signature campaign, which is coming soon, to Bitcoin Talk forum, and 5% for Telegram bounty, and 15% for miscellaneous, depending what you're doing. The rules are listed here on the Bitcoin Talk forum. I will post the link below as usual, so you don't have to go out your way to find it. And again, all the rules have to be adhered to. There's certain instructions you have to follow, yada, yada, yada. So good luck with the campaigning, and I hope you get some free tokens. This is the roadmap, and 2008, Destiny Games, which is a Russian video games company, was formed. So they've been out there for a long time. They already have income coming in. They're a company, they pay their staff. So that's something that we can lean on when we're investing in this project. Q3 2016, they had the idea of this state-of-the-art game portal creation, but it wasn't until Q3 2017 that they noticed or tested the opportunity of the blockchain technology into the new concept. Q4 2017, they presented the concept of the Abyss, the new generation digital distribution platform. This year, Q1, they will be conducting the token sale, and they will be commencing the Abyss platform development. Q2, Q3, this year they will active phase of platform development. They will also go into legal and financial preparation for the launch of the project. They will have partnership agreements with game projects as well moving forward, which is obviously essential for the success of this company and this platform. Q4 2018, the first version of the platform with the startup game package will be launched. There will be an API for project integration. There will be unified bi-currency billing. What they mean by that is obviously fiat and Abyss token billing or crypto billing. Unified system of authorization will be implemented, and then the first integration of multi-level referral programs will take place. Q1 through Q4 2019 will see active development of the platform. They will be expanding in a number of connected projects. They will introduce the personalization and socialization systems. They will introduce the detailed reporting system. They will introduce the internal CPA network, and then moving on to 2020 and beyond, the expansion of the platform functionality will take place with motivational programs, the ability of content generation and evaluation, auctions, syndicates, and joint game achievements. So it is quite a long roadmap indeed. And as we can see, they have no working product or demo at the moment. They haven't started developing. So that's something to bear in mind when investing. This is essentially a white paper ICO, be it a very good idea. They have no working product or platform as yet. So the team is Destiny Games. They are a developer, publisher, and localizer of popular F2P browser and client massive multiplayer online games, and they have overwhelming experience and a solid rep in the video game industry. I've no doubt that's true. There we see them there. And the project team behind this is the founder, Konstantin Boyko Romanovsky. He has over 17 years experience in the video game industry. Vladimir Kurochin is the president, and he has 12 plus years in the game industry. So again, a lot of experience in the game industry, which again is good for a project, because you need, if a project's going to succeed, you need people with experience in that relevant field. You can't just be a programmer or a interface designer or website designer and launch a blockchain on an industry you don't understand. You have to be already involved, I believe, for success, and you already have to have a proven track record in that industry. So that is here within the team. So I've no qualms about the team being able to implement it all. I think they certainly will be able to implement. Being in this field already, no question in my mind that they can implement. But are they an all-star team? Again, that depends on your knowledge of gaming and your knowledge of Destiny Games. The advisory body is pretty scant though. They're really only there to advise on legal matters and the token sale itself. So that's potentially a weak point if you see it like that. They have no big names out there, like the usual on doing the circuit as advisors on these ICOs. But I don't think that's going to matter in this case. At least the advisors are able to advise on what they've been recruited for. That's legal advice, and also on the token sale as a whole. So yes, overall the team is pretty strong. Not the strongest by any means, but certainly very experienced in the field of game design. So in terms of partners, we've already mentioned several times that they are being backed by Destiny Games, who are already an established gaming company. But they do have some other partners, and it's important to point them out, mostly for legal and smart contract auditing and assistance with the marketing. They are Dillendorf Kure Dayan, which are US legal support team, Velton Zegelman Attorneys at Law, which are offering their legal opinion as well. And again, if you are operating in the US, it's best to get the legal support that you need. New Alchemy, they're performing smart contract audit for this project. And also the other partner is V Partnership, which are assisting with the digital marketing. Another partner I found while looking through their blog is Tanky Online. Apparently it's an online browser game. Pretty cool apparently. It has over 50,000 players online. Apparently a tank battle game, it seems. And yeah, so and that's another one to add to the partnership list. Moving on to the community now, they have been featured in a few major publications, including Forbes and Entrepreneur, also on Hacker Noon and News BTC as well. They're on all the usual social media outlets. Telegram, they are working on their GitHub at the moment. As I mentioned earlier, they are updating their smart contract. The old one is available. There is a link to it. They're on Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Medium, LinkedIn, Bitcoin Talk Forum, of course, Reddit, and they have a YouTube channel. Let's just look at a couple of these now to get an idea of the community support behind it. Well, they have 7,785 members of Telegram, and while it's not spectacular like some of the Telegram groups we've seen recently with over 50,000 members, it's still very, very good. I can remember last year in the early days of the ICO booming, that sort of Telegram support is phenomenal. And that will continue to build over the next few weeks, no doubt. Twitter, a little bit less followers on Twitter, but they are actively posting on social media, as you can see. January 26th was the last active post there. And they have 2,533 followers. On Medium, they have 359 followers, which is fairly good for that blog platform. And finally, they are on Reddit as well. As you can see, there are 34 readers only on the Reddit page. So let's hope they pick up some momentum going forward. But again, I think what's going to drive this ICO and the project is going to be the referral marketing. Okay, let's look at the verdict now. And as usual, let's go through the positives that I saw in this ICO. So first off is that they know the gaming business quite intimately. They're already involved for a number of years, almost a decade, in online gaming and MMO gaming. So they're quite familiar with the requirements, and this is essential for this project to succeed. I think the fact that they are already involved in gaming and they've realized the opportunity of the blockchain is something quite important for the advancement of this business. Number two is obviously the massive multi-billion market. Other competitors are making billions every year in profits, so there's a huge market out there, and the potential is quite overwhelming, really. Number three, this is a very disruptive idea for the industry it's involved in. It could be a total game changer. The disruption here is basically changing the way gamers are rewarded, or and participants are rewarded, and that could fundamentally turn this on its head. It really is a fundamental disruptive influence on the gaming industry. Number four, another thing I liked about this was the tokens are fairly cheap. 21 cents there or thereabouts with the current Ethereum price is not too high. It's not as low as I would have liked, but it's still fairly cheap from an investor standpoint. And as such, circulating supply will be fairly low. I think we will look at about just over 350 million circulating supply when this goes on exchanges. So it will give a hard cap of around, or give a market cap, sorry, when it goes on the exchanges of around 75 million at current ICO prices. And that means there is some room for growth here. I think this is a big project, so I could see it potentially increasing in value when it goes on the exchanges. So from an investment standpoint, from a contributing standpoint, there is potential here. Another positive that I see here is it's an innovative platform idea. I think the ideas they've got for the actual project, for the platform, for the user interactions, they're very innovative, they're very good, they're very exciting. Number seven, they already have existing revenue coming in from Destiny Games, from their existing business. Number eight, another thing I noticed, the presentation on this is very, very well done. The website is excellent. The white paper is very well presented. I couldn't find any errors, at least none that were apparent to me when I was going through the material. So that in itself shows attention to detail and a little bit of care. Number nine, the team can implement this. I've no doubt about that. It might not be, the all-star team and advisory body that you look for with the usual suspects that appear now and again on these ICOs as advisors, but there's no question that they can implement this. Number 10, and probably one of the most important things and why this is so disruptive, is that gamers can actually earn from just playing games. They get rewarded from achievements within the games, and that's going to be so important. But also developers can earn as well. So you can develop things on the platform, and you will be able to earn the Abyss tokens. And to compound both of those points, platform users are then incentivized to take part, to use the platform, and to further get other people to use it as well. Number 13, there's a real use case for the tokens. In many tokenized infrastructures or tokenized ecosystems on the blockchain, with these new ICOs coming out, the tokens don't really serve a proper purpose, but in this case they certainly do. There really is a use case for tokenization here. Number 14, it is an innovative ICO idea that gives some element of control back to the participants. So by doing the DAICO or the DAICO, however you want to pronounce it, this gives some control back to the participants, and there's obviously a potential to get some money back if the team fails to implement, and that is very important, and also a massive positive. There are, however, some negatives as usual, and the main one is they don't have any working product or a minimum viable product even, and I always look for that in my ICOs, but we can forgive them here slightly because they do have an existing business already and they're just wanting to implement a blockchain model. Number 2, competition in this space, in the gaming space, especially with Steam, by Verge and some others, they are very established and they will be difficult to unseat regardless of what you're doing. They've got a lot of power. They're bringing in billions of dollars a year already. So their grasp on the current industry is very strong, and it will be hard to unseat them. Number 3, and a little bit of a negative about the referral program, and I'm nitpicking here perhaps, but it might be viewed as multi-level marketing, and that might put a lot of people off when they sign up for this ICO. However, if you look at the bigger picture and you look at how they're going to implement it with the actual platform in future, with the gaming platform, it's going to work really well with that. So don't just think of it in terms of the ICO. Number 4, one of the negatives, and I don't find it an overwhelming negative in this, but some people might, and that's they've no all-star or celebrity advisors. There's not the usual guys like Charlie Shrem or Roger Ver or one of these other people that appear on several ICOs. They don't have that, and that might be a discouragement for some people that are possibly going to invest in this project. And number 5, and finally here on this page, not as hyped as other ICOs. They don't have the hype behind them. I mean, this was quite a low-key project, and that's surprising for me given the magnitude and potential disruption that this one could cause. Another negative is they failed to launch a scheduled pre-sale. Now, when I was going through the review and going through the material, I noticed they had a pre-sale scheduled for December, but it failed to launch. I don't know why that was. They didn't give a reason. They just said they couldn't launch it. They couldn't get things together in time. So they're just having a main sale now. So there was no pre-sale. But the reason I mentioned this as a negative is that participants that were signed up to contribute in the pre-sale will be given 50% bonuses. That's quite a lot. And you can imagine, I think the pre-sale contributors would have been going in at higher levels than normal ICO participants. So it's something to bear in mind. And number 7, finally, another big negative for me is, why do they need an ICO? Again, they're an established business. They're making profits, or at least they should be. Why do they need to run an ICO? ICOs really should be for crowdfunding. I know it's an innovative idea, but they could implement it without crowdfunding, as they've already got an existing business, or at least they should be able to. And number 8, sorry, I thought that was the last one, but it's not. Number 8 is they have a pretty high hard cap of $50 million for the crowd sale. So that, in my opinion, is quite high, and it might inhibit growth of the token when it goes on the exchanges. So it's something to bear in mind. So overall, what is my verdict on this ICO? Well, I think it's a good ICO. I think it's very, very solid, but a lack of a MVP or a demo or a working product really lets this down, which could be a massively game-changing ICO in my opinion. This is a very disruptive idea. If they can implement it, it can certainly change the gaming industry as we know it. And as such, I wanted to award it higher. I really, really did. I would have given this, if they had a working product, I would have given this 4.5, possibly even a 5-star rating. I really would have. But unfortunately, the negatives bring this down to a 3.5-star rating. However, do not let that discourage you from investing. I am going to be investing. I think this is a winner. I really do. I think this it is a very disruptive ICO. And in terms of that, I can't see why you wouldn't invest in this. I'm definitely going in. And I will be doing it with whatever I have spare on the day. I think it's the 7th this kicks off, so I'll be planning for that. I'm excited about this project. It'll be interesting to see how they go forward. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So once again, thank you for joining me today. As ever, I have my disclaimers. I don't get paid for these reviews. The only things I do have are the affiliate links, so please click below. Please join this project. Whether you're going to invest or not, join it. In future, you might find yourself using the platform. I might even use the platform in future. I'm not that big of a gamer anymore. I don't really have the time. I spend most of my time in the pub. But if you know, in the future I do get back into gaming, I'll certainly be using the Abyss platform. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please like, please subscribe, all the usual nonsense. And you know, I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't take this as financial advice, guys. This is just my opinion. This is to be used only for entertainment purposes. If you are thinking of investing in any ICO, be aware there is inherent risks in investing in them, and always do your due diligence, always do your own research. Don't listen to YouTubers like myself. If you're going to invest, always invest with caution and always invest wisely, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with another ICO. If you've got any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. I try to respond to as many as I can, and I'll see you tomorrow.